Great. Hey guys, Dr. Sunny Goggin from Feel Good Functional Medicine. This morning I want to talk to you about energy. Was in a slump. Okay, so the past, you know, few weeks I was feeling low, and I was like, something has got to shift in my body, and I was looking for ways to increase my energy. So I want to share with you some of the tips that I found that have really helped me take my energy up. Okay, so the first thing is tapping, and this is using acupressure points and actually tapping on the acupressure points to help try and wake up the meridians, basically. And it's not hard to do, doesn't take long. And so I'm going to show you right now what the points are where I've been tapping, and it's been starting to make a difference. All right. And so when you tap, you want to use the tips of all of your fingers. And so you also want, I have one of my fingernails is too long and you need to cut that fingernail. The idea is because the acupuncture meridians run over all the tips of the fingers. So when I'm tapping on a acupressure point, I'm actually hitting all of the meridians to, give energy to the meridians, right? So the points that I've been using are points that I learned from Dietrich Klinghardt, Dr. Klinghardt. Many of the seminars, you'd always talk about tapping to help move energy in the body, help wake up the meridians, and sometimes balance the meridians. And so Dr. Klinghardt, who's a very well-known international trainer of physicians, and he is also a medical detective who is the one who created what he calls ART, the autonomic response technique, and has just incredible trainings, and all these doctors will go. So they'll all be doing things like this, but the places on the body where you tap, right in the center of the head, right? And you kind of beat like a drum, right? The next place is the back of the head. There's a sort of a little dip back there, and you karate chop. So you're using the side of your hands, which is another acupuncture meridian. And many times when I'm doing this alone, I'm not doing it right now, but I will actually hum or make a tone, because humming will increase nitric oxide in the sinuses, and increases nitric oxide in the body. So humming is a really good thing to do to help, because nitric oxide is antifungal, antiviral, antibacterial, and it opens up blood vessels, it improves blood flow. So you can hum or make a tone, try and resonate the chambers of your sinuses in your head when you're doing this. Sometimes when I'm in my sauna and I do it, I'll actually make like throat sounds to try and make my head vibrate. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna do it right now. Well, like this, like, mm. So wait. Um, my kid's sleeping, so I can't do it right now. But it ends up being kind of loud because I try and vibrate my head. All right. So then after this spot, above the eyebrows, on the eyebrow ridge, and if you want to work on cross body, right? So you're connecting the right side to the left side. You can tap with your fingers crossed, so above the eyes, and you do 9 to 12 taps maybe. And then below the eyes on the cheekbones, right outside the eyes. The next place is the stomach meridian, so right below the middle of the irises. And then you're going to tap over your teeth, a lot of places on the face. And then below, right? And the teeth are interesting because the teeth correlate with acupuncture meridians. And sometimes when you go see someone who understands energetic diagnosis, you might have something going on with, your gut, but the practitioner will look and see, well, which meridian is associated with the gut and with a tooth. And so they will look at the tooth and see if maybe you're having a tooth issue that's affecting the whole meridian and is affecting your liver or something, right? So that's why tapping over the teeth, top and bottom, is very important, because the top and bottom have different meridians to which they're attached. And then this also great point for increasing energy here. So we'll tap there and do a crossover, and then other hand. So if you want to be really balanced, you're gonna do right hand on top and left hand on top both. And then the chicken one. So what's nice about this is that I'm getting the spleen meridian, and I'm also getting a meridian along the sides of the hands there. And then I tap your wrists together. That hits the cardiac meridian. And now you know a way that you can, in the moment, increase energy in your body. So I want to also talk about some of the gadgets that I use to increase energy and create a movement and a potential for healing. If you ever have felt stagnated, like you cannot access energy you know you should have, like maybe you're doing the right things, you're trying to follow your practitioner's advice, right? Maybe you cut out gluten or something like that, and you're still not seeing the energy that you expect, especially when you're trying so hard to do something. Then you're the person that might benefit from looking outside of the box. How can we de-stress? How can we energize? And basically, people need guidance in these areas, right? So a lot of our block for energy can come from stress. And in order to get that energy, maybe you're following your practitioner's advice. Maybe you haven't gotten the guidance yet that you'd like to have. So that's what I'd like to do today. So that was one tip for how you can get energy, because these are the things you want in your life. You want good sleep, good food, de-stress, movement. What if you don't have the energy yet to do that? Well, we can start with tapping. The next thing that we can do is we can actually trick our body into a better mood and more energy by the way that we move. When I started to add a bounce in my step recently, and this sort of came naturally because I felt like my feet were like big old blocks. They were feeling like wooden blocks. And I was like, I just got to do something to get the lift back. And I started to try and put a bounce in my step. First thing it triggered for me was a memory to when I was a kid that I always had a bounce in my step. And I'm like, oh, this feels really good. The fact is that your brain receives messages from how your body moves. And if you move with a bounce, with a lightness, even if you don't feel like doing it, your brain is going to start to perceive that as a lifted mood, and it can give you more energy to do, even just putting a little bounce in your step. So that's a trick. And as we are trying to activate energy production in the body, that will increase your body's ability to heal. And if we can possibly tap into the wisdom that your body already has and give you a direction to go, that is going to be the way that you will find the most energy, right? When you're starting to be able to follow the good advice of whatever practitioner you're working with, right? So as we get older, we do lose our healing capacity. We have fewer and fewer stem cells as we get older, and stuff just is harder to get better when we get sick, when we get a cut, when we have an injury, right? The shoulder playing pickleball, it's a bummer when it takes time. And this is another reason that when you're moving into exercise, and all of you, I'm going to give you a way, even if you think, I'll never be able to run again, I'll never be able to play pickleball again, I can't play basketball again, I'm telling you, there is a way. Part of it involves gradual return to play. Part of it involves increasing energy and increasing your regenerative capacity. That is what we want to do. And so all those things that we talked about before, movement, nutrition, stress reduction, sleep, those can increase your regenerative capacity. They can also, in some ways, help boost your stem cells. Stem cells are the cells that will lay down new tissue, kind of like choose your own adventure cells. They can become different sorts of tissue within the body. And when we look at the old medicine, which is your DNA is your destiny, and the new medicine, what is important to understand is now your thoughts, your actions, your choices, your exposures, these are changing gene expression every moment. So you do have control over which genes are being expressed, and you have control over modulating your regenerative capacity. And, I mentioned before, you can increase your own stem cells in your body, and that's what we want. So we have that regenerative capacity. Fasting, unfortunately, you got to go on a several-day fast to really boost the number of stem cells that are active in your body. We know that hyperbaric oxygen will also increase stem cells and will increase our regenerative capacity by sleeping well. Cold exposure, another way, interesting way to get more energy. It seems crazy, right? That turning your shower cold is going to help your mitochondria, your cells, to produce more energy, but a little bit of cold exposure, and you can start gradually. You don't have to just turn your shower on cold right away or jump into an ice plunge. You can begin gradually and find that you will be more invigorated when you step out of your shower if you had a little bit of cold at the end of it. What we also know is that light can change what's happening at the cellular level, and it is one way that you can actually increase your body's ability to heal. There's tons of research coming out about how light works, why it works, what it's doing in the cell, and we have more to learn. We're seeing people looking at all different kinds of issues and how light can heal it. And when we take these new types of discoveries and we combine lifestyle medicine with this new research, people are able to heal faster. And so this is something that one of my hacks, right? It's a little patch, quarter-size patch that can activate stem cells in the body. Changed my life. When I started to use it, I could not exercise. And within the following year, I was running long distances. So this dramatically changed what was happening in my body by virtue of activating stem cells in my body. And the way it works is by increasing a peptide called GHK-Cu. Y'all look this up in PubMed if you're curious and you want to understand why this could work. Double-blind patch testing with a dummy patch and a real patch showed a statistically significant increase in GHK-Cu in the body, the anti-aging peptide. And there are quite a few peptides that are anti-aging, but this one does a lot of different things. And it's important that if you're curious about why that would make people feel better from so many different issues, it's because this turns on the body's healing. All right. The patch itself is a wellness product, right? It does not cure, diagnose, or treat anything, but it makes a huge difference when people can get more GHK-Cu in their body because they will turn on younger genes. And this is one of those papers, Regenerative and Protective Actions of GHQ Peptide in Light of the New Gene Data. And this is a paper worth finding. How does it work, right? Everybody's like, well, there's no light in this patch. When you put the patch on, it reflects back a bit of your own light back to you in an extremely specific manner that's highly effective for increasing the copper peptide GHK-Cu. And when people are wearing this phototherapy patch, there's no medicine going into the body. I really like that as a functional medicine physician. I'm trying to use less pharmaceuticals, if at all possible. And people see increased energy, increased sleep, better healing, fewer wrinkles, sports performance improves. I mean, this is really what let me start to exercise. And that is because GHK copper peptide is extremely powerful. Many people will find a reduction in pain and things that they never thought would improve, showing improvement. It's easy to wear. You put it on for 12 hours, take it off for 12 hours. With phototherapy, you have to have that on-off signal. It's very important because otherwise your body will adapt and will stop responding. So you have to be hydrated, and wearing one patch daily is just basically the way you do this. I want to show you a few pictures. This is a horse who wore this patch for 6 months. That horse looks so different, you guys. There's no placebo effect in horses. And a dramatic change in his coat, and you see the thermography map. That's the heat map of the horse. Big change there. And now let's look at a few pictures. These are people who've put a patch on their neck, not on their face. And what you notice is this person looks different after a year of utilizing this patch. And that is because when you elevate the copper peptide within the body knows what it needs to do. The body is smart, and you turn back on healing genes that you may have turned off for whether because of a toxin or an infection or nutritional issues. What will happen throughout our lives is we begin to turn off those good genes and turn on genes that will cause more inflammation. This is a woman who had an angiogram, and this is day 3 and day 5 of patching after that full arm bruise was created by a catheter. And as a physician, this would take 3 to 4 weeks normally to heal. And this is a 5-day picture. And this is comes from turning on the body's ability to heal itself, right? This is a scar 1 year after surgery, and then 1 month after using the X39 patch. I like to show the befores and afters, and if you do try and use the patches, you want to take a picture of, scars, your face before, so you have the story to tell and you really can see. We also suggest people track their symptoms, because the fact is nobody remembers how they felt 2 weeks ago. No, you don't. And when you're talking about inside out healing, it takes time. It's not immediate. And you never know what's going to get better. So take pictures seriously, y'all. What's nice is now you can activate healing in yourself and in other people by sharing this information with others. And, I was wondering, well, how can I get more guidance out there to people, right? People can use the patch, and the patch works great, but the patch works a ton better if you have some guidance. And that has led me to try and reach out to more practitioners about considering using this with your clients. People get better faster, you have better outcomes. And then we've created a community where we can exchange ideas. There's a resource clearinghouse. There's peer guidance on how to use the patches, and even how to use holistic medicine and holistic healing tools. So right now I've put a lot of my resources out there just to share with anybody who's using the patches within our team, and anybody who is wanting to make steps to get their energy up. And this is what I call the Energy for Life Anti-Aging and Holistic Healing Community. So this is how we can give you resources. So if you want to use the patch, you can also take a course on how to heal your gut. It just comes along with it, right? And that's the benefit of trying the patches and trying it with somebody who has more resources to share with you. I mentioned easy to use, also easy to share. And when people begin to use their patches and they feel better, they can't keep it to themselves. They want to share with other people. So it is a way people can earn some extra money. It can be sometime, part-time, full-time. And for those of you who are practitioners, this is huge, huge addition to your toolkit. So helpful in so many different ways. What do we want, y'all? We want to have fun with friends. We want community. We want joy. We want to have that energy. And we, as humans, we need to grow. We also want security. And I suggest that a little tiny sticker can actually give you a lot of these things, whether it's a healing community, whether it's healing your body, whether it's healing finances. It is an amazing addition to so many people's lives. And when I'm not feeling good, I reach for a patch. The first patch I wear every day, the main patch, is the stem cell activating patch, the X39. And the X39 is the one that elevates copper peptide. There are other patches that I could go into more detail with you. If you have any curiosity, there's one for pain, for sleep, for inflammation, one for the skin, there's one for energy, there's a patch for horses, there's one for cravings. So, but the primary patch really is the patch that increases GHKCU, and that is the X39. And if you're going to try one, that's the patch to try. There is a 90-day money-back guarantee whenever you try these patches. So for preferred customers and retail customers, a 90-day money-back guarantee. So it's very low risk to see if this might help you. And we're looking for people actively to help us share the word. So for brand partners, also there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you are interested in a truly happy way to help yourself and others, I encourage you to look into the brand partner opportunity, because we're looking for positive people, no negative Nellies. We're looking for positive people who love sharing and feeling better and being part of community to join our group. How can you get the patches? Retail, $5 a day. And I don't suggest you do that, because that does not get you into the Energy for Life community. You need to be a preferred customer and save a bunch of money, because then it's only $3.33 a day to activate your stem cells. So this is available. Whoever asked you to watch this video, they have a site where you can get these patches. All right. So make sure and get back with the person that had you watch this video. If you found this on your own and you want to elevate your energy, you want to heal, you want to get my resources, shoot me an email. There's a link below. Anybody who goes to my site and purchases the patches from me or becomes a brand partner with me, I'll take you arm in arm and I will help guide you in how to use them. And also, what are your next steps for feeling better within your body, all right? So this is an excellent time for you to say yes to you. You know, so many of you guys, I know you are taking care of other people and you have aches and pains and issues, things going on in your life, in your body. And this is, I invite you to say yes to you and give this a try, because you really may feel a whole bunch better. All right. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, and take care of you.